Have you ever looked at a tortoise and wondered why its shell looks like a mosaic, a beautiful but broken puzzle pieced back together? It wasn't always like this. Once the tortoise's shell was smooth, shiny, and perfect. So what happened? Let's dive into an ancient African folktale that tells the story of the cunning, greedy, and high-flying tortoise. Our story begins in a time of great famine. The land was dry, the trees were bare, and all the animals were hungry, all except for the birds. Every day they would fly up to a grand feast held in the sky, a place overflowing with delicious food. Down on the ground, the tortoise, whose name was Emby, watched them with a rumbling belly and a clever, scheming mind. He was known for his sweet tongue and sharp wit, and he decided he had to get to that feast. One morning he approached the birds. "My dear friends," he began, his voice smooth as honey, "I see you fly to the heavens each day for a grand feast. It's not fair that you enjoy such bounty while we suffer down here. I have a proposal. I will be your spokesman, your king, and I will speak on your behalf to the sky people. In return, I only ask that you each lend me one feather so I too can join you." The birds, moved by his words and perhaps a little charmed, agreed. Each bird plucked a single colorful feather and gave it to the tortoise. He painstakingly attached them to his limbs, creating a magnificent, albeit clumsy, pair of wings. He looked ridiculous, but he could fly. As they soared towards the sky, the tortoise announced, "My friends, for this special occasion, it's customary for us all to take new names. From now on, my name is all of you." The birds, excited for the feast, just shrugged and agreed, each choosing a new name for the day like sunbeam or blue sky. When they arrived, the sky people were amazed to see a flying tortoise. They welcomed the party and brought out mountains of food, yams, fruits, and all sorts of delicacies. Before anyone could eat, the host of the feast asked, "For whom is this feast prepared?" The tortoise, puffing out his chest, stepped forward and boomed, "You said it is for all of you." And since his new name was all of you, he claimed the entire feast for himself. He told the sky people to serve him first and give him the best parts, which he devoured greedily, leaving only scraps for the hungry birds who had helped him get there. The birds were furious. Betrayed and starving, they decided to teach the tortoise a lesson. One by one, they flew up to him and took back their feathers. "You took our food, so we're taking our wings," they chirped angrily. Soon the tortoise was left with no feathers, high in the sky, with a full belly but no way to get down. He was stranded. He spotted his wife far below and shouted, "My dear wife, please bring out all the soft things from our home, the leaves, the grass, the cloths, and pile them up so I can have a soft landing." But his wife couldn't hear him properly from so high up. She only heard the words "bring out" and "pile them up." Thinking he wanted a hard landing, she brought out all the hard things from their home: hoes, rocks, and wooden stools. The tortoise, seeing a pile forming, didn't realize what it was made of. He took a leap of faith and jumped. He fell and then crashed. He landed right on the pile of hard objects, and his beautiful, smooth shell shattered into 100 pieces. He was in terrible pain, but he didn't die. A local medicine man, taking pity on him, painstakingly gathered all the broken pieces and glued them back together, but the shell was never the same. The cracks remained, a permanent reminder of his greed and betrayal, and that is why, to this day, the tortoise carries a cracked shell on his back. This story teaches us a few powerful lessons. First, greed and selfishness will eventually lead to your downfall. The tortoise's desire to have everything for himself cost him his beautiful shell and the trust of his friends. It also reminds us that we should never betray those who help us. The birds shared their feathers, and in return, the tortoise deceived them. His punishment was a direct result of his actions. Finally, it's a tale about the consequences of our choices. Every action has a reaction, and the marks of our mistakes can sometimes stay with us forever. So next time you see a tortoise, remember its story. It's not just a slow creature. It's a living fable, a reminder to be kind, to share, and to be grateful for the help we receive. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more African folktales.